This is TWiT.
All right, OKCupid is making a sizable change to what it offers its users, and Sam Machkovech is here to tell us all about that change. Welcome, Sam.
Hello, everybody here. Happy to be the dating site correspondent for TWiT today.
Yeah, I mean, I will fully admit I'm relying on you, man, because I say sizable, but I have not been a part of this like modern age of internet dating that that seems like everybody else knows so much about, and I know nothing about. So, tell me, what does it mean to be a visitor on OKCupid, and how valuable is that metric to users?
Yeah, this is an interesting sort of subtle change to the site that has some users up in arms. OKCupid is a holdover from the older dating website era before Tinder sort of took everything over with GPS, app-based dating. OKCupid being one of these more standard style ones with a questionnaire, but it's also very data-driven. So you answer a lot of questions and it sort of maths you out a potential partner, mate, friend, whatever it is you're looking for out there. But they've been struggling to figure out how to get people to pay for the site for years, even though it is also advertising driven. And they have an A-list feature that sort of shows who likes you, because you can sort of do this shy thing where you hit like. And if the other person has already hit like on you, then it's this, oh, you guys like each other. We're going to tell you both. And now you guys should maybe start actually talking. So what OKCupid does for people who pay for it is that they let you know who likes you without you having to like them. It's this sort of like, oh, you've paid? We're going to hip you to who likes you. And you can just see how popular you really are. Now, the dating, it's sort of a weird thing to explain because these dating sites are sort of funny in how we come up with these systems of nonverbal communication, you know, the equivalent of being at a bar and sort of like giving a wink in the corner. And one way that users of OKCupid did this was by having a visitors list. So you could opt into this system to where people, whether you're looking for friends or dates or whatever, could see, oh, someone saw your photo and clicked on you. And you had a sense of, oh, these are the people who've seen me and shown a tiny bit of interest. And that's sort of a way to look in and see, oh, yeah, maybe they might like me. So what changed today is OKCupid says, nah, visitors, you're not interested in that. You don't want that feature. You can no longer see whether or not or just who has visited you. It's gone. That sort of thing is gone. And that's this weird change that you would think, okay, not a big deal, whatever. It's online dating. You can still send messages and tap like and whatever. But what this has done now is it's essentially had OKCupid say this feature that's been there for about 10 years, they're getting rid of it. And instead, you're going to essentially have to pay in order to have any sense of who's been liking or checking you out. And that's just gotten people sort of upset. And what's really weird is OKCupid, one of the things that's always set it apart is that it has been very transparent on its blog, announcing new features, talking about data. They've even put out big studies about how attractiveness, a perceived attractiveness, can get you liked and get you clicked on and get you messages. They didn't go and announce this on their own website. Instead, they sent emails to people saying that the visitor feature was not valuable. And what we've already seen over at my report at Ars Technica is users coming out and saying, I actually met my partner because of the visitor feature. I saw that someone liked me, saw that they had liked me a bunch or visited me a bunch, had a hunch that maybe they were into me, and we started messaging, and we've been together ever since. So it's sort of this amazing microcosm of how social interaction can work out when the nonverbal stuff is taken out. For phone users, that's emoji. For something like a dating site, it's this weird visitor list thing.
So does the visitor list now becomes a paid feature, or it doesn't exist at all for anyone?
It doesn't exist at all for anyone. And instead, you can just see if someone has visited and then liked you if you pay. And that cost is $20 a month if you pay per month, $10 a month if you pay in 6-month chunks. You can even pay more for these extra features that put you at the top of general browsing or put your messages at the top of someone who you're interested in. So yeah, they're definitely moving toward that monetization. It's been a while since Match.com acquired OKCupid, and there were worries that many years ago when that happened of the site turning towards more paying sort of style stuff because Match.com has a lot of paid tier dating options. And this is really the first big move since then, that many years ago, of OKCupid saying, yeah, this sort of organic system we had in place, sorry, you're going to have to pay to get its facsimile.
So, as I read your piece, I thought, how much of this online dating is really just like one big video game?
I mean, there's how much of any dating is like a weird version of The Sims. You know, it's about finding a match and playing a sort of game or being yourself. And that's more maybe of an artful video game. I don't know. But I mean, I have used a lot of different dating services and sites over the years. I met my first girlfriend in IRC in 1996. So I can definitely say the evolution of online dating and of just general male-female, of dating style, male-male, female-female, male-female, etc., gender fluidity, and on and on and on. All the ways that people meet online and how they overcome the lack of eye contact, the lack of nonverbal communication is fascinating to me. Those systems are just ripe for understanding and exploration, especially as we have a lot of young people who have most of their dating life happen on a screen as opposed to in person.
It's very strange to admit this, but I too, in 1996, met my girlfriend in IRC. So we
I bet that was you and me. I think I finally figured it out.
Different stories. Different story. I ended up moving to Montreal. So,
Whoa,
ended up moving
hold on. We need to redo this whole episode. That's at least an hour of content.
Craziness, I know. So in general, how does OKCupid stack up to the other players like Tinder, which is the one that we hear, I think, the most about these days?
Well, I always have enjoyed sites that let you have more data and more information. So just as a general nerd, I've always appreciated what OKCupid put out there, which is still apparently is working as such. I think it's more granular now, to where when you answer questions and see someone else, they give you these different metrics that they didn't used to, of how someone is about religion or about sexuality or these other sort of metrics in terms of, they may be more compatible with you in this respect than that respect. But ultimately, I think anytime you want to meet someone new for whatever reason, it's what you put into it. If you just want to have a fling, there's a lot of different services that let you do that. If you want to make a real connection, you can write words or put images out there that sort of express what you want. Ultimately, it's about self-discovery. Find yourself before you find someone else, is what I say. And I just think technology is just another weird tool towards that. But I do love extra data and extra questions and extra sort of number kind of stuff. And so I've always thought OkCupid was cool for that. But they're all crazy. Dating is terrible until it isn't.
All right, as long as I have you here, I'm going to ask you one more question. I have some friends, late 20s, early 30s, who hope to just meet a partner naturally, like reaching for the same book in a bookstore, a real bookstore, and then their hands touch. Is that possible for them?
Are you saying that you've got friends who are really looking for a good meet cute? I think that still exists. Okay. People ultimately do leave the house. But I do feel like computer dating only becomes more intense as we move toward a officeless world. I mean, I work from home. Meeting new people is difficult and weird, and it's not always so convenient for me. I actually had my mother ask me this years ago when she became single of, how do I meet people, Sam? It was a very weird conversation, but ultimately, it's tapping into your interests. Sometimes with computers and meetup.com and things like that, you can sort of it's just another tool of finding people. God, I dated people on MySpace. I definitely don't recommend that either then or now.
It's probably a good thing. Well, I don't know the story on your mom, but if she were to ask you the question now, it would be even stranger, I think, to introduce your mom to Tinder, or my mom to Tinder if she were dating.
Oh God, the podcast listeners can't even see the face I just made.
Yeah, your cheeks are a little pinker than normal too.
It's a strange world we live in, isn't it?
Could we change your title to? Could we change your Ars Technica title to Video Game Pop Culture and Dating Expert?
Yeah.
I've been asking them to let me do a nerd dating column. If TWiT.tv just wants me to host a half-hour relationships and social circle show, I would do it. So anyone who's listening who thinks that would be cool and thinks that I could present some of that, please lobby your friends at TWiT.tv.
I think that would be cool.